wires start taking away frames. But here we go. Deadbones going for Squirrel, Mole again. Going for Uncle Butters instead of Badger this time. We'll see if we see the boar out this time. Valently taking Squirrels, and that owl that worked so well for him last time, going for Squirrel Lizard.
Okay, interesting. So going into game 3, 1-1 so far in this series. Valently to the west in red, Deadbones to the east in green.
So that, I'm seeing in the chat, I just want to mention the owl dying isn't actually a problem. We've seen that used a couple times actually. That when the owl explodes, because 6 mice comes out, it gives you a huge burst of tankiness and DPS from those mice. So you don't get that long-term benefit, but if you're trying to push through, it can give you a big advantage.
Yeah,
so
definitely.
That poll's been reset. Go ahead and tell us who you think is going to win this next match. And of course, already in favor of Valently here.
After that incredible showing last match, I think I can't blame them. I wonder what Deadbones is going to pull out here. Deadbones was, I think, fairly confident in his ability to take this tournament, and I think a lot of people are confident in him also as the second place place since last tournament. I think he's a very strong player, but we'll have to see what he pulls out against Valently. Valently knows what he's doing, and he knows what Deadbones tries to pull out. He knows his shenanigans.
Alright, couple frames dropped here. Just wanted to let you know that's the game, that's not our stream. Looks like it's fixed now though, so that's good. Valently going for 2 Lizard Warriors. He's going to go Lizards first this time. That's going to be an advantage for Valently in this in the beginning of the game. Of course, an equal number of Lizards and Squirrels. The Lizards are going to win just because of the way that the stats are set up. But once they get into later games, those Squirrels might have a better chance of beating those Lizards.
I think lizards are risky against the squirrel mole composition. Those moles are really strong at distracting the lizards, and if the lizards get distracted and don't take out the actual source of the problem, which is the squirrels with the high DPS, it can be a problem. But Valently, obviously a very strong player, very experienced. We should expect him to be able to out-micro that and be able to deal with that. It looks like he's going for a very early expansion. He built that mill. We'll see if he actually builds farms on it. Oh, but Deadbones already has farms on his expansion, so I guess it's not too surprising.
Yeah, both players going for their expansions here. Twitch chat is now equally split, almost, between Deadbones and Valently. Deadbones with a slight advantage here. But we'll see. Taking a look at the army value graph here, it looks like Deadbones has a slight advantage in terms of units. But Valently has a lot more military structures right now. Deadbones a little bit ahead in economy.
Deadbones put down the mole, so he's going for that scroll mole, probably an aggressive push soon. Valently going with snakes instead, which is interesting. We haven't really seen that many early snakes against squirrel mole, so we'll be interested to see how that pans out.
I think the snakes will do well if he manages to poke in and poison the moles. Snakes aren't going to do as well against squirrels as they would against other units, just because they have so little health. So the main advantage of having snakes with that long damage over time is slightly lessened unless you can tag a lot of squirrels all at one time. But we'll see if he can get us around.
Deadbones going up to 15 squirrels right now. He's going to go with a lot of squirrels and then a boar. He's going 15 squirrels and then a boar. Snake's going to be fairly effective at taking out that boar, albeit slowly.
Yeah, that boar with 100 health, and Snake's only being able to poison for 1 damage per second. And that boar is going to do a lot of damage against those lizards, especially if they cluster up and don't spread out enough and surround all those squirrels. Deadbone's going for a 3rd expansion right now. Valently's 3rd almost finished. Now it's finished.
Valently's got falcons on the way as well, which are going to be okay at dealing with that boar. Although the boar has so much health, I think it would be a struggle to take it down before its relevance starts to show against those lizards. I think it's going to be a struggle for Valently here. Both players with a lot of food right now. It looks like Valently's going to spend that pumping it into this farm.
And Deadbones is just gonna build 33 squirrels.
I think that might be the right play, you know? I mean, what does Valently have right now to deal with squirrels?
Oh, he's gonna have an
Pretty
owl
much
out.
nothing.
Oh, but the owl hasn't even started building yet, and in comes this giant army of squirrels along with a boar. With that boar, it's gonna melt through those lizards. Look at how fast it melts through there.
Wow.
And all of Valently's army, except for a lizard and a falcon, is gonna go down. Deadbones is gonna run rampant through this newly built expansion. Valently desperately trying to sell off those farms. Down goes the expansion. And I think his expansion here is gonna be in trouble as well.
It definitely is. Those squirrels, they died so fast. Look at them stream in across the map. It's a ridiculous sight across that road to see. And Valently is screwed here. He has no chance of getting back into this game.
12 farms.
There's just no way.
4. Yeah. After such a dominant, that boar is poisoned, but it's not going to be enough. Definitely at this point. Valently's base is in ruins.
That massive burst of squirrels. We haven't seen anything like it. It was ridiculous. So many squirrels. And they're just, as soon as they die, they just stream across the map again. So powerful.
So Deadbones showing why he has, or why he's in this tournament, and so far at the top. It's a huge army value graph there. You can see Deadbones just kind of jumped way ahead. So Deadbones taking game 2. So the score is